Hello, and welcome to Burning Waters of the Moon Tarot. My name is Desiree, and this is a reading for the fire sign of Leo and Aries and Sagittarius. So I'm going to start working these into faster readings, and I want to do new moon readings, and I'm going to read it in a way. I'm going to make 3 separate videos, so I'm going to cut it in editing. So I'm going to attempt this editing business, but I'm going to read all of these energies together almost as one. And so this is for your moon sign. Okay, so our next full moon is coming up on Friday the 22nd. And it's going to be, let me see the exact time. It's going to be at 8:06 p.m. And that's Central Standard Texas time. Okay. So wherever you are in the world, just kind of adjust your time as far as when the moon is a new moon. So and technically, this is actually a dark moon. And for what I feel honestly, it's really hard to even tell when it's exactly a dark moon, but I feel the moon is dark when you can't see a crescent. Okay. And because I'm using computer software, it makes it a little bit easier to be exact and all the times and stuff. And sometimes the new moon is during the day. So it's kind of hard to tell, but in our technological days, we can be a little bit more exacting with it. So with that being said, we're going to go over to my screen. This is pretty cool, y'all. I'm getting a little, what's the word? Technologically advanced. Okay, so this is Stellarium, Web Stellarium, right? You can go to stellarium-web.org and you can view this at any time. So as you can see here, I have it set for August the 22nd at 12:08 and 8 seconds. So our moon is right here in front of the sun. So there is 0 crescent, okay? And it's in the constellation of Leo. We see Leo right here. Virgo's up here and Cancer is down here. So a lot of astrologists will be saying that the new moon is going to be in Virgo, but it's not quite there yet. We're still in the constellation Leo. Okay. So with that, I'm just showing you where the new moon is as far as in relation to the stars. So with that, we can go to the chart, and I've pulled a chart for the new moon 8/22, and you can see the moon is here in Leo. This is the glyph for Leo. Here's our sun, here's our moon, and they are conjunct. Okay, some things that I want to point out for this new moon is we have an opposition of the moon and the sun to asteroid Lilith, which is in retrograde. We also have a nice square of the sun and the moon to Uranus. I don't quite know how to say that. So we have Uranus right here, and then also squaring the sun and the moon, we have Black Moon Lilith. Okay, so we kind of have a lot going on right now. One thing I think is nice is we have the moon trining Chiron. All right, and you'll notice that 3 of these are in retrograde. So the asteroid's in actual place. Black Moon Lilith is a mathematical computation this is the furthest point away from the moon. And so right now, the furthest point from the moon happens to be in Libra. So what do all of these energies mean, right? So we can start with Uranus. Now, Uranus is that energy that wants to break free, wants to do things differently, wants to kind of shake things up, not necessarily make trouble per se, but is that little one that is questioning why all the time. Why is this? Why is that? How about if we do it this way? Let's not do it the way it's been done for the past 1,000 years. Let's try something different. And so I think that with this square, which is sort of a fighting energy, right? A square is not the easiest energy to work with. I kind of feel that you're being called at this moment to kind of shake things up in relation to the way that you've been dealing with certain traumas. And the reason why is because we have this wonderful trine right here between Chiron, which is your trauma, and the moon, which is your emotions and how you deal with things, how you work with things. And so at this point, at this new moon, I think is the dark moon, I think is a good time for you to maybe sit with yourself, to think about some things that you need to work on and things that you would like to make better. What are your triggers? What is it that you want to not necessarily show off to the world, because this is the Leo sign, but in relation to what is it that you can clean up about yourself to make more presentable to the world, right? You don't want to air out your dirty laundry, but you want to present yourself in a more fashionable way, a more professional way, an easier way to digest, right? As it relates to things that trigger you, right? You don't want to be that person who gets triggered and starts yelling at the top of your lungs at the dinner table, right? You want to be that person who can take a step back, realize that you're being triggered, and then try to understand the feelings, but at the same time address the person that triggered you, right? You don't want to be that person that pops off at the mouth, but you also don't want to be that person that sweeps it under the rug, okay? So that's the energy that I'm getting right now with this trine and this square to Uranus, is kind of do things a little different, shake things up, break the status quo, break this familial way of dealing with issues, right? Another great thing that we have here, which I think is, well, I wouldn't say great because it's also a square, but I like it because Black Moon Lilith is that wild and free, that sort of that stallion that wants to break out, right? And I think even though this is a square and this is a square, I think all of these can work synergistically to sort of test, right? To start breaking the status quo, to make things a little bit different, to stop going the way that we've been taught. Okay, Black Moon Lilith is really represents us breaking free of the molds, being assertive, and just really allowing that wild feminine energy to kind of break free. And even though you're a male, you can still reach that feminine energy, just as females can reach that masculine energy. Okay. That just makes us more of a well-rounded human, I think, because as humans, we are emotional, we are expressive, and when we hold it in, male or female, it just does not bode well for anybody. It turns into a cesspool and just starts getting all gross, and then all of a sudden we explode. So male or female, I think it is important to express our feelings, express our emotions, and we've got to break that worldview of men don't have feelings, men don't express their feelings, because they do. It's human nature. It's just been suppressed for so long that it's not as accepted as a female expressing themselves, expressing emotion. But like I said, we are all human beings. We're expressive and we're emotional. Okay, another thing that we have going on here is asteroid Lilith over here. It is in a opposition to the sun and the moon. Okay, now asteroid Lilith is semi-related to Black Moon Lilith in that it is still the divine feminine, but this is the divine feminine that wants to reclaim her, I don't want to say birthright, but and I don't, and it's more that, like, why does there have to be a separation between male and female? Why do males have to be this and women have to be that? Yes, there's a physical difference. Yes, men have bigger hands to open the pickle jar, right? Yes, they're a little bit stronger than women, right? But we should be equal, because not only do the men have exceptional qualities, but women have exceptional qualities as well. And we all need to be equal with one another, get on the same page, and work as a synergistic energy as opposed to opposing energies. And so that's what this asteroid Lilith, I think, is here, is wanting to bring that equality, in the sense that whether you're male or female, is equal important. We both have something to bring to the table. Now they're something totally different, right? But what we have to bring to the table complements what the other is bringing to the table. And if we can bring both of our things to the table and come there as equals, we can get so much further. And I think that is what this opposition here is really wanting to bring to the forefront, is really wanting to say, okay, hey, this is me. I'm loud and clear. My femininity needs to come to the table. It needs to be expressed. And even though I'm opposing, I'm in front of this moon and we're fighting, and I want to keep it down, it's bubbling to the surface. And I think all of this Black Moon, this asteroid, and this Chiron, along with this Uranus, are all working synergistically to sort of break the mold that we've been stuck in for so long. Okay. And I would like the energy of Leo to put this in a nicer package. Okay. To work on this trauma that's coming on, that's been, following us for decades, for lifetimes, right? To allow us to express ourselves, to allow us to express our true femininity, and then also allow us to bring it forth in a way that we're not going to accept anything but that, right? And I also really like that we have that opposing this Uranus here. We have that wildness, that stallion wanting to break free, opposing this wild, breaking the status quo energy as well. And when these two come together, I think there is going to be, I don't want to say that there's going to be an argument or a real struggle, but because Black Moon Lilith is in retrograde, I feel that this energy is going to be a lot easier to work with here. So we do have some really big energies to work with, and it might not be easy, but I think we can get them to work synergistically. And I think it all has to do with this trine here to Chiron. I think this trine to the moon is a call for us to work on all of these aspects here. If I'm hoping that makes a little bit of sense to you. And this is just a reading for the collective. This is a reading in general. This is what the sky is like. Now, you throw in your personal astrology, and you could have many different aspects to Black Moon Lilith. You can have an aspect here to Asteroid Lilith, the Chiron. You can have your astrology your personal astrology will affect you in a different way based on this astrology for the day. So it's important for you to visit your own chart and see what transits and what aspects you have to your birth chart. So I'll link a video and so that you can see how you can pull a chart for today or chart for any day and pull your birth chart, and then you can compare those two energies. All right, so that's it for my big intro, and I am offering readings, and I think I have decided, I have been called actually to do readings on a donation basis. It's always been a little bit hard for me to charge for my services. I think what I have is a gift, and I think everybody should learn. Number one, learn how to do this. But some people don't want to take the time, and some people might not feel like they can do it. I totally get it. I was there myself at one point. So what I've decided to do is for tarot readings and for astrology readings, it's going to be on a donation basis. So whatever it is that you feel you can give, I will accept. And whether if it's, $5 or if it's, $80. I know Dr. Danny, I think, charges about $80 for an astrology reading. Actually, I'm not even sure what she charges. I haven't had her read my chart. So I don't know what the going rate for an astrology reading is. And I'm sure astrologers who have been reading a lot longer and who have a bigger clientele, they're of course going to have a bigger fee. Where I'm relatively new to reading astrology. I have been reading tarot for 6 or 7 years now. So, but I've been dabbling in astrology for about 3 or 4, and I've had lots of books and stuff like that. So, I'm pretty familiar. Anyhow, that's my little shameless plug. But if you would like a reading, just visit my Buy Me a Coffee page, and whatever it is that you can provide, just donate that and write that in the little donation chat, and I will be in contact. So yeah, and send me an email too. I'm not quite sure how I can get it to work with Buy Me a Coffee. I know you can donate and not expect anything, but I do need some information from you to run your birth chart. So I'll need your birth location, your birth date, your birth time, and that's it. Yeah, and and I don't know if you want to put that in the public chat. So okay, so with that being said, let's go ahead and start the reading. All right, so I am using the Mystic Mondays Tarot deck. This is Elizabeth from the More Intuitive Me's tarot deck. We did a deck swap, and it's the hashtag Use My Decks. So pretty cool. I liked it. We're gonna do another swap in about a month or so, and this is a really cool deck. And this deck is called the Elemental Strength Tarot. Ooh. And this is a cool deck as well. I have the box on top so you guys can see the boxes. Voila. And then here is the oracle card. The oracle cards that I'm going to use. The Dream Gate Oracle by Danielle Noel. All right. So as I said, we're going to do something a little bit different. So I'm going to pull... I want to use the Mystic Mondays. So I'm going to pull 3 cards for the energies Leo and Sagittarius and Aries. I'm going to do those all at once. All right, and I think I'm going to go ahead and break up these videos. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and break up the videos so that it'll be 1 video for Aries, 1 video for Leo, and 1 video for Sagittarius. Okay, so this is for the Leo new moon, and we're going to do Leo's energy first because Leo is going through the new moon. All right. So this is Leo's energy, Nine of Swords in reverse. This is Sagittarius energy, the Hanged Woman. Oh, how interesting. We have all of this Lilith energy in this chart. And we get the Hanged Woman instead of being called the Hanged Man. And it's in reverse. And then we have the Hierophant for our beautiful Sag. Okay, so for the main energy for you, Leo, so there's something that has definitely been bothering you. And it's been, it's been giving you some anxiety, perhaps keeping you up at night. It's been ruminating in your mind. Perhaps a mind tornado is happening here, and it's just you really need some time, or not some time. You really need to focus some energy on allowing this to come through, allowing this energy, this mind energy, to be released. So when a card is in reverse for me, it's not that it's the opposite of what's going on. So it's not like you're having the best dreams in the world. No, it's that the energy of this card is present. It's still there. It's just not being expressed in its fullest. It's not being expressed the way that it's meaning to. So what I'm having a feeling here is that you're unsure. There's just something that's bothering you, and you're just kind of unsure what it is. You're unsure what to do with it. You might be having nightmares, or you might be having a dream where you wake up really quickly and you don't even know why. Or you could just kind of be on edge for whatever reason. And the reason is there's something that hasn't been addressed within your psyche. There's something that hasn't been addressed on, when you have death, Leo, got death and the Eight of Cups in reverse. And then Sagittarius has Queen of Swords and the Four of Pentacles in reverse. And Aries has the Nine of Pentacles in reverse and the Ace of Pentacles. Okay. This is a new style of reading, and a new spread, I guess you could say. And and so these energies are kind of intertwined with one another. All of them. They're all fire energies, right? Oh, I'm getting a big time glare. Let me see if I can. Let me move this really quick to see if we can. Oh, that's coming from up above. Okay. All right. Let me try this. Okay, that's a little better, right? I got a light over here that I can shine. Yeah. Okay. That's nice. Okay. All right. And so down here in this lower level, I'm going to draw the oracle cards. Now, all of these, because these are all fire signs, all of these energies are present within each one of your reading. Okay. We've got the Eight of Swords. I'm sorry, the Eight of Cups present in Sag. We've got the Ace of Pentacles present in Leo. We've got the Nine of Pentacles present in Aries. All right, it's all here. Okay, because you guys are all fire signs and related in some kind of way. All right, so believing is seeing for Aries. Oh no, my mic wasn't close. I'm sorry. Okay, so what I was saying is all of these energies are present in all in each one of these readings. Okay. See, I don't have enough room here. My camera's not high enough. We've got the inner eye. Oh, what a nice card this is. Look at that. The inner eye. That is gorgeous. And then we've got moon casting. Ooh, I drew this card earlier. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so the feeling that I'm getting here overall is there's a need to take things a little bit slower. So for all y'all, we have things that aren't readily apparent. There's lots going on behind the scenes. There's lots that is unseen. And we're not quite to the point where we're ready to make to feel that we've made it, right? We've got some work to do. And I think the astrology really shows that. But with, like I said, this moon in a is it a trine? Let me see. Let me make sure the moon is in a trine. Yeah, the moon is in a trine to Chiron. With this moon trine Chiron, I really feel that this is going to give us this is going to give the collective an opportunity to work on all of these big energies and address them and sort of put them in a nice package, right? So for you, Leo, with our Nine of Swords here, like I said, there's something bothering you. There's something that that you need to address because it's an underlying feeling of something that is just not right. And Eight of Cups is our walking away card, and so you might feel that you are unable to stay where you are. You're probably feeling a little restless, and it's because of this anxiety that you're not quite sure of what's going on. You're not quite sure how to address it. You don't even know what the problem is. So death is major arcana, and that is asking us to transform. And what I really feel here is that this Ace of Pentacles over here with Sagittarius, with the Sagittarius side, on the Sagittarius side, I feel like there is an opportunity that is sort of in your midst that's you're not recognizing. And I do feel that that there needs to be there's got to be a transformation. And like I said, the moon trine Chiron is giving you this perfect opportunity to make this transformation. It's allowing you to really dig deep to, where is that? I'm seeing so there's a trine and then there is a different aspect. And it's showing in my oh, okay, I see what's going on here. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the chart and I see that there is a different aspect. I can't quite remember the name. And I thought it was the moon Chiron, but it's not. It's just that it's on its pickup stick. If you remember what the chart looks like, look, let me show you. This area here, I always call it pickup sticks. It's because it's all these lines going across here and there and going this way and that way. It's like a big old bundle of pickup sticks. And so it gives me anxiety looking at it, to be honest. I kind of like this chart over here. Okay, so let me get back to the to the reading. Okay. So like I said, the trine of the moon to Chiron, I think, is going to help make this transformation. And with all of these squares and oppositions that are going on here, I think that is what is causing you the anxiety, because you're feeling these pulls, you're feeling this opposite energy wanting you to do this, and it's you feel this gut instinct that something's not right, something needs to change, but you don't know what it is. And so taking the time in this dark moon period to understand the traumas that you're feeling. Is my mic on? It is. One time I did an entire video and my mic was off. You can imagine my dismay, if you will. Okay, I'm going to put the light over here on this side so I can see it. Okay. So you're feeling all of these pushes and pulls and you don't quite know what it is. That's what's causing the anxiety. So death is really asking you to take these energies and transmute them. Use this nice trine, moon trine Chiron, to journal, to think about what it is that that really causes you pain. Think about what it is that's triggering you. And the oracle card that you have is Believing is Seeing, Imagination, Beyond the Veil, and Your Inner Child. So I think this card is asking you to get in touch with your inner child. It really is a beautiful card. We have this being sitting on a unicorn, and then we have all these lights, these points of lights. I feel that this is the sacral chakra. This is the crown chakra, and this is the chakra that lives above our head, which is connecting us to this ethereal energy that's up above in the cloud, right? And because this person is sitting on this unicorn, it really is asking us to imagine what it would be like. What is the perfect scenario? What is it that if we could have had the perfect childhood, the perfect relationship, the perfect marriage, what would that look like to us? Imagine what that would be for you. And journal about it. Write those things down. And then at a later time, set the intention for the rest of the month. Set the intention to work on it. In the dark moon is the great period, the best time to go deep, to go into that dark space, because this moon is going to take this energy of Leo all the way around the zodiac. All the way around. And it's going to take this Leo energy, and it's going to allow you to visit each one of these energies and to pick up a new lesson, so to speak, as the moon traverses around the zodiac. And so as you learn these different lessons, by the time the moon comes back around to Leo, by the time the moon comes back around to Leo, you should be like a wisdom. You should have the wisdom that you need, right? You should have the experiences that you need. You should have these times of pondering that you need. And the full moon is going to be, the full moon I think is going to be in Aquarius, right? Let me check my phone really quick. I have this wonderful app, and it just tells me when the next full moon is going to be. So the next full moon is going to be on the 7th, and it's going to be in Aquarius. So by the time the full moon comes around, you'll be able to, I don't know what aspects are going to be, but when I feel the full moon in Aquarius, that is an innovative time. That is a time to be inventive, to try new things. And perhaps within these next 2 weeks, you'll feel a little bit more comfortable in being able to express something. Okay, Leo? So that's the energy that I have for you now. And I would like to say your energy is right here next to this Queen of Swords, which happens to be under Sagittarius, but this energy is still working with you. And what this Queen of Swords is she's water of air, and she really has a very tight hold on her emotions, and she's able to process her emotions in a logical way. And so I think that if you take this time to transmute the energy that Chiron is presenting in this nice trine, you're going to be able to express something. So I would like to think, and I think you should make that a goal by the full moon, to be able to express something that you've been holding back. And I think this Queen of Swords energy is a great goalpost to set, right? I think that's great. Yeah, I'm going to leave it there for you, Leo. All right. Okay, so for Sagittarius, this is the card I drew. This is your column here. This is Leo, this is Aries. So for you, Sag, we have the Hanged Woman in reverse. Then that is your major energies here. So I feel that there is something that you are perhaps thinking that you... Okay, let me see. Hold on. The 4 and then the inner eye. Okay, there's something that you have this intuition about, right? And you're not quite wanting to follow your intuition, and for whatever reason, I don't know. So I'm trying to think about how I feel when I don't want to follow my intuition. So I either feel like my intuition doesn't know what it's talking about, or I'm just thinking about, is this real? Is this right? Is this the right decision? So I'm like second guessing myself. I'm second guessing my intuition. I'm second guessing all of the messages that I'm getting. And so what I feel is happening here, you have this beautiful card called the Inner Eye, the pineal activation, illumination, and psychic bridge. So what I'm feeling is needing to happen here is that you need to use your intuitive mind and your logical mind together. And I think that's going to make you feel a little bit more secure in the decision that you have to make. We do have this 4 of Pentacles in reverse. So I feel that you might be feeling a little unsure about what your intuition is trying to tell you, and I feel that that you're just kind of having a hard time really deciding if it's real, if it's right, if that's the way that you need to be. But your oracle card here, Inner Eye, is asking you to make that psychic bridge, to make that connection so that you can really feel comfortable with what is happening here. Over here we have the 9 of Pentacles. This happens to be Aries section, but I'm reading this fire energy all as one. So I really feel like this is kind of all of your energy and all of the fire signs energy, right? So this 9 of Pentacles here, I think, is in reverse, is trying to tell you in a way that that you might not have all that you want right now, but it's because you're not following your gut. You're not following your intuition. You're not allowing your intuition to be your guide, right? And I think you, like I said, I think you would be a lot more comfortable with what your intuition is trying to tell you if you would meld what your gut is trying to tell you, what the messages that you're trying to receive, or the messages that are being sent to you, if you would meld that with a little bit of logic. I think that would make you feel a lot more comfortable. And but I would like you to heed these words. Sometimes it's not completely logical what your intuition is trying to tell you. So but one of the disclaimers on my channel is always use your thinking mind when making decisions, right? You shouldn't just go blindly into something. You really need to cross all your T's, dot all of your I's, and make a decision that is right for you and right for your situation. So, but what the cards are saying right now is that you're kind of stuck in something. You're kind of stuck in moving forward. You're suspended for whatever reason. And I think it's because there's not a meeting of the logical mind and the intuitive mind. Okay. You might be leaning too far on one side to maybe the intuitive, or maybe too far on the other side to the logical. You've got to meet in the center, and that's what it is to be that that person or that being that can live on earth in this, 3D, 4D world, but also be in contact with the spirit world, be in contact with the ancestors, right? You've got to find that happy median. And sometimes it's difficult to know what it is, what advice to follow. Sometimes it's difficult to know if you should follow your intuition, and all I can say is that you got to practice at it, right? You got to maybe start writing things down. Okay, I had this feeling, and I didn't follow it, but this happened. A lot of the times I'll be carrying something, and I'll have a premonition of it falling, and I'm just like, no, I can make it, and then lo and behold, it falls. So now, when I have that premonition, that thought in my head that something's going to fall, I'm extra careful. Just because if I'm thinking, I feel that's a message. If I feel that it's going to happen, it's a message to me. Okay, Sag, that is your reading, and like I said, that if you would like something. Oh, sorry, my daughter wants me to come pick her up. Yep, like I said in a previous message, if in the intro, if you would like me to go deeper, just let me know, and we can set up a tarot reading, and we can set up an astrology reading, and sorry. Yes, I just got a little bit distracted. I've got to go pick up my daughter. All right, so I will continue with Aries reading in just a minute. Aries, hi, this is voiceover me. I had to do a voiceover because I kept referring to your reading as Sagittarius reading. And the reason why is I got a little bit confused because I started with Leo and then went to Sagittarius and then went to Aries. So I was just confused, and I think you can see in my intro as well that I was confused. So, anyhow, you have the Hierophant as your main energy, which I think is absolutely fabulous, Aries. I think this new moon is going to be a great time for you, or this moon cycle, rather, is going to be a great time for you to get in touch with your spirit side and maybe find out who your guides are, find out how you want to work with them, or if you're already in contact with them, it's a great time to build a deeper contact with them. So this is your oracle card, which is moon casting. And I think it was interesting because I pulled that card before, and I like this for you because my the way that I connect with my spirits, my ancestors, is through the moon. And I do a lot of moon work, and that's how I did a lot of healing. And some of these key words for the key words for moon casting are cultivation, dream work, and magic. And part of reaching out to those on the other side is magic. And some of us do it through dreams, some of us do it through the moon, some of us do it through spell work, and there's many ways to connect. And I think the energy that is being asked of you right here is to leave back this physical world. You can see both of the cards that are directly under the Hierophant are both pentacles, and they are in reverse. So we have the Nine of Pentacles. So what that's telling me is that you're not quite where you want to be with your spirit team. Either you want to go a little bit deeper with them, or you want to strengthen the relationship with them. And so what I'm thinking here is you need to work with the moon, or work with the elements, work with this with spells. So right on the other side of the other at the beginning of the middle row is the death card. And so I'm reading this as a circular reading, right? The death card is actually on the other side of that Ace of Pentacles. And And what I'm seeing here is that it's time to transform. It's time to transmute some of these energies. And what you can do during the new moon, let me check your chart really quick. Let's see. Aries, you are ruled by Mars, and Mars Mars is in Virgo. Okay. So Mars is being very grounded. He's being almost synergistically working with the feminine energy of Virgo. And so I do really see that there is some synergistic work here for you, and and I think using this new moon energy will definitely help. And since the moon is trining Chiron, I really think this is a good time to visit those ancestral wounds that might be holding you back, just in general, generationally, right? A lot of people speak of the witch wound, but there's also cultures out there that have experienced genocide, right? And that takes a big toll on us as a not only as humans but also our culture. We were eradicated, right? Our culture was erased off of this earth, and so that can take a toll on us. And just remember, when you heal yourself, you also heal your ancestry as well, and then you heal those coming after you, because you're not passing on those wounds. So I would say during this dark moon, if you can journal, I've been telling everybody to do that. If you can journal these deep wounds, these deep-seated wounds, these generational wounds, and maybe do a little research too on your culture, and and see what it is that you need to heal for those who came before you and for those who are going to be coming after you. And I think that that's going to be a good place to focus for you, using the emotional energy of the moon to heal these deep seated wounds, these generational wounds, these wounds of lifetimes. I think that's going to go a long way for you, Aries. And also, when you heal these wounds, it's going to put you in contact with your ancestors and put you in contact with your spirit team, and it's going to bring you that much closer to being a happier person, I think. So yeah, for sure, I think you should focus on healing the ancestry wound, and getting in touch with these ancestors. And moon work, dream work, spell work, I can recommend all of those. So if you have any questions on that, let me know. I've done a lot of moon work. I speak with my ancestors on a regular basis, and I do have some videos on making an altar, and I might have a couple on making on working with the moon as well. All right, and there you have it, Aries. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. Feel free to drop a comment, or you can email me at burningwatersofthemoon.com, and we can start a conversation. All right, so that concludes my readings for the fire signs. So yeah, well, just to recap what has happened, like I said, we have the moon in a direct opposition of asteroid Lilith. We have the moon in a square with Uranus. We also have the moon square with black moon Lilith. And even though we have some tough energies to deal with here, I really like that we have this moon trine Chiron. I think this is going to give us the energy, it's going to put us in a a feeling of wanting to do something, of wanting to make changes in something that we may or may not exactly know what it is that we want or need to do. But because it's in this trine with the trauma planet, what is that, Chiron? You know, it's our trauma, it's our wound, right? It's the wound that we carry with us, and because Moon is in a trine with that, it's going to give us the energy, the oomph to go forward and work on this. And even though we have these tough oppositions and these squares here, I think it's really a call. It's an uncomfortable thing to do, but it's very workable because of this trine to Chiron. And it's something that's necessary and something that needs to happen. So there you have it, my Leos, my Aries, and my Sages. If you know someone who can benefit from this reading, I ask you to please share the video. If this reading hit you in any kind of way, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more of this, subscribe and put the little notification bell with the little ringy things on so you get notified every time I upload a video. And also, I am now offering readings on a donation-based platform, a donation-based fee platform, I guess you could say. And that's for tarot readings and astrology readings. So let me know, email me, leave a comment, and I'll see you guys next reading. Have a good new moon cycle, and I'll see you in another 28 days. Bye now. Take care.